I just learned that Washington State is imposing a new mandatory tax on all wage earners in the state of Washington. And this tax is to support some type of a long-term care situation. So I have asked Dan, who is a licensed insurance advisor and has studied this program quite a bit, to come and tell us a little bit more about what this program is about. Dan, can you give me a little bit of background about this?
Yeah, Keith. Being a first-of-its-kind program in the nation, it's a compulsory short-term care benefit that was signed into law by Governor Jay Inslee, effective July 28th of 2019, following the approval of the House and the Senate.
What is this program about?
Well, it's a short-term care benefit publicly funded by a 0.58% payroll tax on all wages earned in the state of Washington.
Who is this program affecting?
Well, Keith, it's going to be mandatory for all W-2 employees here in Washington state. And as it stands now, a federally recognized tribe may elect in, but they may also opt out at any time for any reason. The self-employed, independent contractors, sole proprietors, and joint ventures may also opt in if they choose. Those who are currently retired may not pay the premiums or receive the benefits. And persons that are disabled before the age of 18 may qualify as an eligible beneficiary as well.
When is this new tax supposed to take effect?
Well, the first payroll deduction and opt-ins begin on January 1st of 2022. The first claim for benefit can begin on January 1st of 2025 for approved services.
Where can you use this benefit?
Well, only Washington residents can qualify for the benefits, and residents who move out of the state for 5 or more years forfeit both benefits and their premiums.
Why has the state of Washington decided to build this long-term care program?
Well, Washington is going to spend roughly $4 billion a year in Medicaid-funded long-term care by 2030, which by that time the Trust Act is projected to save approximately $12.5 million per year, or 0.31% of Medicaid's budget. And to put these savings in context, in the same year, the program's administrative costs are going to run approximately $89 million.
Now, it sounded to me like this is not going to save the state a lot of money.
Right.
And that's provided the cost of administering the program stays at what the government is projecting the cost is going to be. Is that correct?
Right.
Well, it just seems like my experience is that most of the time when the government projects that something's going to cost something, they are always low.
Right.
And so there's not a lot of room to maneuver to make this even a break-even situation for the state of Washington.
Right.
How does the Trust Act work?
Well, benefits are going to be paid in $100 stackable units up to a $36,500 lifetime maximum benefit. So beneficiaries must need an assistance with a minimum of 3 activities of daily living as opposed to 2 on a private policy. Activities of daily living include things like medication management, personal hygiene, mobility, things like that.
Okay, so it seems to me as though with the state program, they need to qualify. I think there's like 10 different things that universally are accepted in most of these long-term care programs.
Right.
And with the state, they need to not be able to do 3 of them, but with most of the other private types of things, it's only 2.
Exactly.
So the state is much more restrictive.
Yep.
Will the rates increase?
Well, there's no guarantee that the payroll tax will remain fixed. The law sets the tax rate at 0.58% initially, and then at a rate no higher than 0.58% as of January 1st of 2024, and biannually thereafter. So while the rates return to 0.58% or lower each January 1st of even-numbered years, it can rise and may have to during the 24-month period between the resets.
Okay, and so with those years that it could rise, it's an indeterminate amount, so it can go up as high as it needs to go.
Right, it has to stay solvent. So.
Oh, okay. Is this a good deal?
Well, according to the outside actuary firm contracted by the state to review the trust program, approximately 45% of state residents, which represents about 75% of our wage base, could receive comparable benefits and coverage on the private market for equal or lesser money. Plus, the state won't have the options available on a private plan, like coverage outside Washington state, inflation protection, and many other customizations you can get on a private policy. Look, if one's making $40,000 a year or less, career-wise, or they're in bad health, this may actually be a good policy. However, if you're making more than $50,000 a year career-wise, then you will most likely benefit from getting your own private policy.
Okay, so if I understand this correctly, then I'd have to pay this tax as soon as I'm an 18-year-old just starting to work. Mm-hmm. And so I'd have to pay this tax for my lifetime,
right,
up until I was retirement age, which right now is over 65.
Right.
And so would it be more expensive for me to stay with that state program, or would it be less expensive for me to go with a private type of an insurance program?
Overall, over the lifetime of your career, it's going to be much less to purchase a private policy.
So there's a lot to this program that needs to be understood, because just talking briefly today with you, I've realized I have a lot more questions to ask, and we just don't have enough time to cover all that today. And so if somebody else has questions about this and wondering, well, is this going to help me or hurt me, can they contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're here local. We're open from 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, so I call you, or are you going to charge me a fee?
No. My services are free, and I'll be more than happy to shop quotes for you across several different carriers.
Well, great. Well, again, I'd like to thank Dan for spending some time with me today to talk about this program. Again, Dan is a licensed insurance advisor. He's someone that's been trained, and it's a fiduciary responsibility to put your best interests in mind. Dan, thanks for coming today.
Thanks.
Thank you.